Hey folks, it's Keith Victor Echo 3 Sierra Victor Quebec, also known as the Shaky Key, back with another video that I hope will help some of the newer Morse code or CW operators out there. Help you to make contacts, help you to tune in, to listen to people. If you're in a club and you're studying, trying to learn Morse code, it can be used in different ways. This is a tool that really is part of that RBN or reverse beacon network. And I've done a few videos on that. So, if you scroll down and look up how to use RBN network under my name, the Shaky Key or VE3SVQ, those videos will come up. So this one really is related to the RBN. And what I have found talking to predominantly newer amateurs, because that's the group that I spend my time working with, and again, full disclosure, I do teach for the LICW beginner level. So I get lots of questions on different aspects of ham radio. Now, this particular function, if you want, of the RBN, I really had no clue about either. And it was Tim Smith, VE6PG, who flagged it for me and sent me a note, and I've been using it and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I thought I would expand on it a little bit this time, expand on how the RBN can be used to your advantage. So it's not going to be a great detailed video. There's lots of information on the web, which you can do a search and come up with more information than what I can do here. But I just hope it opens one more door for you, to listen to people sending Morse code so you can practice the copying, and one more door that will open so that you can also find people operating at the speeds that you operate at, and better yet, they're from the same clubs that you belong to. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. All right, now, so when you go to the proper website, and in this case, it's rbn.teleggraphy.de. I'll put it down below as well so you can see it. You come up with a screen that looks like this. So the top part of the screen, you will see over here on the left, it says members of, right here, members of, and then you've got all clubs, or you can do what I've done. I've picked members for the clubs that I belong to. So for example, FIS, the SKCC, the NAQCC, LICW, there's lots and lots of different ones here. So depending on how many you belong to, I think from my count, there were something like 37 different clubs that are listed here. So the way the system works, if someone goes on air and the RBN spots them and they are a member of, say, LICW as the example, it's going to show them, and it's going to let you know, because you've got the screen in front of you, there's somebody from the club that you belong to who's on air. So the big thing for you at the beginning is to set the filters. So your filters are in the top part of the page here. So what are you setting? Well, we said, check off the boxes for the clubs that you want to follow. If you don't want any filter, you can get rid of all of them and you'll get all the clubs that they have. You can then pick the bands that you want. So in my case, I don't use 160. I don't use 80 meters. 60, very, very rare. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the 40, the 30, the 20 meter, 17, 15, 12, 10, and once in a while 6. So I've got all those flagged for me. Underneath that, it asks you to set the speeds. So I've clicked less than 10, 10 to 14, 15 to 19. Now those are the speeds that I am comfortable at. I'm using a straight key. So if you're doing this and you're looking to contact someone, there's not much point if you're at 10 words per minute trying to contact somebody up at 30 or 40 words per minute. Certainly not in the beginning. Those are things that you can do later, all right, when you get much, much better. Now, the maximum spot age, how long do you want to look at it? I've put, in my case, 15 minutes. So it will rotate through, and every 15 minutes it's going to definitely get rid of anybody who's on there. So if I look at further down, it says the refresh rate. Well, every 30 seconds, my screen here will update. And I've decided I want it sorted by frequency. I like to sort of go if I'm on, say, 20 meters, and I sort of start with whatever the frequency is and just work my way all the way up. Then if I go to another band, I'm doing the same thing there. So lots of different things that you can do. Once you have that set, then you can simply get rid of it. So you can hide all of that. And now you notice other things are coming up on the page. For instance, this part here, and it will be there if you have all the filters on as well. But this here is the frequencies that you're going to find a lot of the different clubs operating at. So for instance, the SKCC, which is one that I spend a lot of time with, if you look across here, you will see 7.038, 7.055, 7.114, and then it goes on up all the different bands. So this is another good spot to go and look if you're trying to find people sending in either from your club or at the speeds that you're at. And again, especially if you were doing something like the SKCC, or FIS, both of which have straight keys, you're going to find some slower operators in there, which is always nice. And it just depends, like I said, what club you're in. If you scroll down the page a little bit, this is where the magic happens. So if you look, remember I said I want things organized by frequency. So there you are, 7.032, 7.43, 7049.9. So that's why I like it in, because if I'm turning the dial on my radio, this is real easy to do. So I have the person's call sign. I have the age of it. And then as you go through, he's operating 18 words per minute. And we'll say who spotted him as well. But that's the basic information that I need. For me, I need the call sign, and I definitely need the frequency that person's on, and it helps if I know what type of speed is that person probably either calling CQ at or coming back. And it will tell me what clubs is this person part of. So in this case, SKCC, NAQCC, and the 4S QRP. So, it's an easy way. If I'm looking for people, SKCC or the NAQCC, for doing some QRP work, this is one way to do it. So it's a nice, simple process that will help you to identify the people, because you have picked the operating speed that you're comfortable with, the words per minute. This will allow you to filter out all the faster ones, or in some cases, maybe all the slower ones, but allow you to filter them out. So anyone that is in red, you can see all sorts of red ones here. Those are less than 2 minutes old, right? So they're out there probably right now. You also have some gray in here, which you can see down in the middle here. These are one which were last reported about 10 minutes ago. All right, so it's the red that are probably the most important. But remember, with the grayish ones, it might just be that the RBN picked them up, and now they're not sending, and the RBN may have lost them. The band conditions may have changed. The beacons aren't picking them up. Doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to them. I find I get a lot of contacts by going into that gray area, tuning in my radio to see who's there as well. That gives you a reasonably good idea. And like I say, it's a pretty simple process. Lots of information if you need more on. But if you just look here, I'm looking for myself. I'm SKCC, which is one that I do a lot of, probably spend more time than most. And here I've got one there. All these people are member of the SKCC. There's some FIS, different people, CW Ops, if that's a group that you belong to, they're there as well. So it's a great tool. It's one that you can use if you're starting out, if you're just learning Morse code, whatever group you're learning from, this will help you. you can locate, particularly if you're in a club or your club is listed here. It can help you to locate operators from your own club. It will help you to tune in the frequencies that people are on. That certainly, if you put in, let's say, I don't know, less than 12 words per minute into the filter, you're going to get the slower ops because that filters out all the faster ones. So it's a wonderful tool. And again, thanks to Tim, VE6PG, for mentioning it to me, because I found this just a wonderful tool. And again, it will also even show you upcoming events. So as an example, up here at the top right, it will list some of the events that are coming up. So if you're an operator and you maybe like contests, or maybe you want to try one, there's some in there. There's the K1 USN, a couple of those coming up. So these are events there again that you can follow, you can tune in, you can try and copy people. Very useful tool. So there you go. That's a quick overview, if you like, of the RBN Club Spotter. I think it's an excellent tool for pretty much anybody if you're learning, or even if you're a veteran CW operator. It's a great way to go find people from your own organization. In some cases, it can help you to chase awards, that your organization might have. But all in all, a very good tool. I hope you'll have a lot of fun using it going forward. And if you've never used it before, give it a try. It is relatively simple. And yes, there's quite a bit of good information in there as well for you. So it's Keith, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor Quebec, the Shaky Key. If you enjoyed this video, if you liked it and got something out of it, please put a like down below. We'd appreciate that as well. Certainly YouTube likes when you do that. If you have a comment, feel free to add a comment as well. I do enjoy them. And if you're thinking about taking Morse code and now you're signing up with one of the many organizations, excellent organizations out there that teach it, tell them the Shaky Key sent you. I always like to see that as well. It's Keith, 73.